Happy Thursday. Welcome to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. I'm your host, Ric Davis. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I invite you to do so at Prime Real Estate Ric. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in residential or commercial real estate anywhere in the great state of Texas, but especially here in our lovely city of Houston, you can reach me directly on Instagram at Prime Real Estate Ric. I want to thank everyone in the audience for tuning in this week. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here with you, as you know, always, every Thursday here in the noon hour. I want to introduce my co-host. You see him holding it down with us, man, riding shotgun, man, and we're honored and lucky to have him here, man. He's a multi-time author, serial entrepreneur, the proud proprietor of the Pure Hustle clothing brand, known the world over as the Texas Real Estate King. Holding it down here on episode 189 is Mr. LarryWBrooks. How you doing, brother?
Hey, fam, I'm good, man. And you know what? If I don't care how my week is going, when I step in here on a good Thursday, get that good warm welcoming for you, man, everything else just lightens up.
Hey, brother, man, you know, it's great to have you here, man. I got to ask you because we have some breaking news.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure I asked you about it on the podcast this week, man. News has been released that Bank of America is starting a new type of loan program geared to have more buying and selling and real estate activity in certain minority communities in and around the United States of America in some selected cities. Yeah. And for us Texans, you know, the closest place we'll be able to take advantage of this new program is in Dallas.
In Dallas, yes, sir.
So I just wonder, how does it make you feel to see a large lending entity like Bank of America investing more in the minority community and starting more zero down payment programs?
Man, I always enjoy it, man. I'm not opposed to it. I think it's a good thing, right? It's an opportunity for us to get back into our community, find a way to revitalize them. Because if I'm not mistaken, it's in communities that is majority African American, Hispanic based.
Yes,
so
right.
when there's an opportunity for that type of monies to go back into play, I'm cool with it, man. I mean, because even here in the city of Houston, our city of Houston, they do grant programs that are in some of our minority communities if you're purchasing. So if you're able to get this monies and use it in such a way, I'm on board every time, man.
I know,
it doesn't go wrong for me.
No, one of the things that we're both really passionate about is being able to take advantage of the opportunities to create generational wealth.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure we implore everyone in and around the greater Dallas community, anywhere in the great state of Texas, or if you're in any of those areas where this program will be made available, get involved, take advantage, because these type of things, being able to get a home loan for no money down, no closing costs, being able to get involved in the American dream strictly with a promise to pay and your prior earnings and your job performance is something that I think is long overdue. Yeah. And I want everybody out there, man, to take advantage, because this is something that we don't know how long these programs are out.
True.
And you know, that's the thing. It's not going to be forever.
Yeah. And you know, the thing is this is why you always got to stay ready, right? You got people that always say, well, I don't have down payment. I don't have this. I don't have that. Well, if you're doing everything else right, now when an opportunity like this pop up, then the money is there. You've already got your job history. You've got, you've been able to maintain your vehicle, whatever it is. Those things, those small things that they're going to take into consideration, this is why you do those steps. This is why when we sit down with you and we say, okay, you might not have the money right now, but do these activities and things will come. And so this is one of those things for those people out there that put in the work, they put in the activities. Now this money is going to be an opportunity for them to make the rest of that, the motions and that they've been taking come true.
And, you know, for those in our audience who watch the Prime Real Estate Network, follow the Texas Real Estate King online, and want to develop millionaire habits, purchasing that first home and being able to do it with as little upfront expense as possible will put you on the super highway to your first million. So if you're out there and you think about and you have dreams of accumulating wealth, being able to pass wealth on to future generations, your first residential home purchase is one of the things that can definitely set you up on the path of least resistance and make those dreams definitely accomplishable. So from that standpoint, man, let's all get involved, do some research, reach out to myself, reach out to the Texas Real Estate King. We have great lenders on file that we work with and partner with on a regular basis that can get you set up for that program specifically, if that's a program you would like to take advantage of, man. You know, every week, you know, I try to give the members of our audience a chance to see behind the curtain, get a feel for how we go about finding guests, how we go about bringing some of the best and most talented real estate professionals on the show every week. So could you just share a little bit about the process this week with the audience?
Yeah, man. So me and this young man have had an opportunity to be in some of the same rooms, and of course we sharing some of the same friendships and relationships because of the real estate game that we're a part of here in Texas, man. And he's doing amazing things. You know, he's holding on to one of the concepts that I love most, and that's when we buy and we do some holding, right? Mm-hmm. We finding a way to build out that generational wealth with that buy and hold process, man. He's in the community doing exactly that. Mm-hmm. And man, I've always, as I've known him, I've always been a fan of the things that he's doing, man. And so it's just excited to have him on the show, having to be able to drop a few gems for the people out there that maybe want to walk in his footsteps one day. So he's doing it big. He's in that right age range where things are coming to fruition the way he needs them to, man. And he has an amazing podcast that I follow and watch, and I want him to make sure he drop gems about that as well, so that you can tune in and see other like-minded people, man, that you can get the right vibe.
And you know, it's so real when you have a fellow podcaster on the show, man, because he gets an opportunity to be interviewed.
That's right.
Instead of doing the interviewing. So without any further ado, I'd like to introduce this week's guest. This fine gentleman is not only a highly successful real estate investor, but he is also the proud host of the Real Estate Guru, VK Real Estate Podcast. I want to thank him for sitting in with us this week on the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. And once again, I'd like to thank Mr. Mario Lloyd. How you doing, sir?
Thank y'all for having me.
No doubt, man.
Thank you.
Now, Mario, I got to ask you, I asked Mr. Brooks about this no money down program that B of A is trying to flagship and get out there, man. How powerful do you think it could be for those first-time buyers to be able to buy their first residential property, no money down?
I think it'll be a great thing. Like 6% to a lot of people is a lot of money. Mm-hmm. It's like most of the time it's like at least $6,000. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't have that. A lot of times, like VAs, they have the advantage because the government's going to fund their down payment. Yep. Mm-hmm. And this is a chance for everybody to be a home buyer for the first time and not have to worry about that big down payment. Yeah. Like that a lot of times that holds a lot of first time home buyers back because of the down payment.
The down payment. Yeah, because when you're thinking about the down payment, the closing costs, and it can be overwhelming.
Correct.
And so I remember before we had the bust out in 2008, they had all these opportunities, these same type of programs, but I don't think that they took an opportunity to vet as well as I think they're going to do now. And plus, now, I mean, the rental market, it costs more to rent than it does to actually get into home ownership, right?
It's a landlord's market now because you're getting 1,600 like in South Park, Sunnyside now.
Yeah, right.
That's crazy,
man.
That's crazy.
I know, right?
You know, I love having you on the show because not only are you a real estate investor, but you're also someone who's taking it upon themselves to educate and spread the message of the importance of real estate investing. So my first question for you, Mr. Lloyd, is where did your passion for real estate investment, where was that born and bred? And what is it about your personality that makes you feel as if it's your responsibility to educate the public as well?
How I started, I was working a 9 to 5. I was working at Terminex. Mm-hmm. I was doing bait jobs. I was servicing these bait jobs at a property in Horn Clark, like close to my grandma's house. Yeah. It's like by Foodorama. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the guy like renovated the whole property. He did like the kitchen, the restroom. He had like screens falling from the sky, like in the master. Yeah. He like did it up. He had like marble in the restrooms. Yeah. He had like the
at a home in Horn Clark.
In Horn Clark.
Okay. Okay.
And like I think the ARV probably would have been like 100,000, but he got like 150. Yeah. And the first thing he asked me what was my credit score? I was like, it's 770. And his eyes got real big. He was like, you know what you could do with that? And I was like, I really didn't know. Yeah. And he was like, man, you could take two. No, he was like, you could take $300,000 out and just buy property after property and do like a big refinance and take like $1 million out. Yeah. And so my eyes got big, and I got a house probably a couple of months later, and then I think I took like $300,000 out. I think it was like $250 in like 2015. Yeah. But I already had a property, a mortgage already. And then I just started. I brought 2 in Horn Clark, And then I got another 6 in South Park, Sunnyside.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So did he walk you through that process when
No.
he just told you about it and then he was like, figure it out?
He told me about it, and I shadowed him. I shadowed him for like 2 months.
Okay.
And then I got all the money out. We fell off. He didn't really want me to do that. He kind of wanted me to be his bank. He wanted to just borrow money from me.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be in real estate. Like this is what I want to do. I want to build generational wealth and pass it on to my son.
Yeah.
I didn't have a son at the time, but I knew I was always going to have a son.
Yeah.
So and then whatever. And then I really wasn't fortunate in jobs. I always got like fired after a while.
Yeah.
Like probably like 2 years was like the longest I ever worked somewhere.
Yeah. You meant to be the boss, man. That's what it is.
So I wanted to go in that direction, and it's like 7 years later, here I am. I got like 8 rental properties in the Airbnb.
That's what's up, bro.
No, it's a great story, but I don't want the audience to undervalue the fact that you had a 700 score at the time.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
So let's go back to your spending habits and how you looked at money, even when you was working for Terminex, because I've known people who worked in pest control. I know people who worked in security. We know a lot of real worthwhile grinders is sitting back at work right now waiting on their opportunity to strike. So what were you doing while you were working at that time to maintain such a strong credit score? Is that something that you got from your family? Was that something that you had to learn over the time?
The main thing for me was I lived at home with my parents. I didn't move out till I got married.
Yeah.
So I don't think a lot of people would do that.
But that's what we should be doing.
Yeah.
That's like if we held on to that kind of concept, bro, then you'll have an opportunity to save a little bit and like maintain your credit score. That's crazy, but that's how it should be done. Yeah,
and my parents, they wasn't really that good with credit cards, so I kind of wanted to do the opposite.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty good.
If I try to take any shots at them, I'm pretty sure they're gonna watch this.
It's okay, parents. We just giving it right now.
And we just keeping it 100 out here, man. We just keeping it real.
So I wanted to it was really important for me to pay my car note and all my credit cards on time.
Yeah.
Like I didn't care. Like we lived on the southwest side. I would get loans out to make sure I paid my credit cards on time.
Yeah.
Because I got fired or whatever. So if I had to go get a loan for my TV, and then when I got it back, get it back out of the pawn shop, that's what I had to do. Like that's a concept I had. Like I'm gonna have good credit no matter what.
Yeah.
And it's kind of tough, you living home with your parents and you still struggling. But I got through that, and then I got married, and then I already had like 4 properties before I got married.
That's what's up.
And I had like 4 houses. I was still living with my parents.
Yeah, exactly, man. So how old would you say you were at that time?
I was 20. I wanted 6 or 7 when I got my first property. When I got the mortgage.
That's a good number.
Yeah.
No, and then it just leads me to my next question is because what would the number one tip you give to somebody who's sitting on the couch checking us out live on their phone on Facebook who got a 700 score?
If they got a 700 score?
Look, you see how your eyes lit up? That's how man, eyes lit up when you said that. What would you tell somebody right now living with their parents who got a job and a 700 score and it's like, look, I'm looking to make a play. I got to make a change. May have their first son on the way. What's the first thing you would tell them to do?
I mean, if they could take advantage of the B of A program, they could save all their money. If they can't do that, then they could get a conventional loan. A lot of investors that are selling these houses, they'll take a conventional loan over an FHA loan.
Yeah.
So and people with good credit scores, they're able to get the conventional loans.
Yeah.
So they'll take the conventional loan over the FHA loan, so they had that advantage right away. So having a good credit score, you're probably going to get the conventional loan. And then if you could do the B of A play, you don't have to put no money down. That'll be perfect.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, because this is a concept too. Do you buy a rental property first, or do you buy your home first?
If I was the guy,
if we were starting over,
okay. I would buy the rental. Just get the conventional FHA, and then collect that rent money. If you like it, keep going. If you don't, then sell it. After a couple of years, every property is gonna appreciate with value in Houston, Texas.
Yeah,
like there's so many people coming from California to Houston, from everywhere to Houston. I had a couple of guests from Atlanta. They talking about they're gonna come to Houston. They saying Houston's the new Atlanta. And they tired of Atlanta. Houston is coming up. Like any house in Houston, I got a house for $7,200 in 2016. It's worth $200,000.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? I'm telling you, I know. Yeah.
Imagine getting a house for like, say you get it for $150, in 5 years it's gonna be probably at least $220.
Yeah.
At least.
Real talk.
You know, I appreciate you sharing these gems and being so transparent, because I think one of the great things about having this platform, and Larry, let me know if you agree, is that we get to bring really successful entrepreneurs
people that's
to
doing
the
it.
stage in a way where it doesn't seem as if this is impossible. These are people that I can't go out, meet, greet, touch, interact with. Might have been somebody who might have ran into you at a networking event, and this appearance is gonna make them like, I met him before. So from that standpoint, I want to tell you to continue doing what you're doing, because when we come back from our break, I want to talk about your podcast.
Okay.
How you educate the masses, and if you've decided to take on any mentors, or how do you share this gift of knowledge that you have with those that are around you in your circle.
Okay, that's fine.
I want to thank everyone for tuning into the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. The Texas Real Estate King and myself will be right back after you hear these messages.
I'm serial entrepreneur Larry W. Brooks, and I'd like to personally invite you to take a closer look at the Pure Hustle clothing brand, along with several books that I've authored to take entrepreneurs, small business owners to the next level of their business. So please take a look at shoplwb.com. How do you survive?
3 years ago, I set out on a mission to create the blueprint for how we could go into our own neighborhoods, buy blocks, renovate them, and combat the negative effects of gentrification. Today, that vision is reality. Our project is located in the heart of the historic Lyons Avenue Business District in 5th Ward of Houston. Lyons Avenue was once a thriving black business district with businesses and commerce. However, after desegregation, that all changed. Now, we are recreating that legacy. These buildings are 100 years old. We just gave them a new life. This house was built in 1925 and was vacant for years. It's now a podcast studio and is rented out as an event space for everything from engagement parties to TV commercials, music videos. City Council even had meetings here. We've had birthday parties. We've had baby showers. And the $5,000 to $10,000 a month generated in this building.
This is Prime Real Estate Rick, and I'm here to present to you this week's Prime Real Estate Network Home Buyer Insider. This beautiful 4-bedroom, 2 and 1.5 bath home is located in the highly sought after Hanover Forest community in North Harris County. This beautiful property can be you and your family's private sanctuary from all the hustle and bustle of big city living. Reach out to the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Larry W. Brooks, or myself, Mr. Prime Real Estate Ric Davis, to schedule you and your family's private showing today. Welcome back to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. I'm your host, Ric Davis. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I invite you to do so at Prime Real Estate Ric. If you are a real estate professional, an aspiring real estate professional, or currently in real estate school studying to be licensed and you want to learn more about Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm, please check out our website at brooksanddavis.com. Give us a call, schedule a consultation, and we will be elated to share everything with you about the Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm family and how you can get involved. My co-host is the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Larry W. Brooks, holding down on the ones and twos. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. I love what our guest is talking about. And some of y'all gonna wish y'all was part of some of these sidebar conversations that we be having, man. Listen, gems be getting dropped even when we ain't on air, so we be having to remember to bring them back to you.
Hey, man, I want to introduce this week's guest. I want to thank this fine gentleman. He's been so transparent, and he's been so open with the knowledge and the expertise that he's been sharing in our first segment. If you did not hear him in the first segment, where were you? But don't worry, you can fix that mistake, because today's episode will debut this Sunday at 6 p.m. on the Prime Real Estate Network YouTube channel. I want to thank this week's guest. Not only is he a real estate investor, but he is also a real estate podcast host. Yeah, I want to thank Mr. Mario LLoyd for hanging out with us today. How you doing, sir?
Thank you. I'm doing good. How you doing?
Man, doing outstanding. Appreciate you, man. In the first segment, we just talked about your personal real estate investment background, how you got involved, who motivated you, what steps you took in the game to actually get in and actually be able to flourish. So I want to talk to you a little bit about your real estate podcast. What was your motivation to feel as if it was your responsibility to share this type of knowledge and insight with the public? And where does that civic service that need to be able to help the public stem from?
I wanted to get back to the community, and I felt like if you look at my story, like I got fired a lot. I lived at home with my parents. If I could do it, anybody could do it. So that was the point of my podcast. And then I wanted to bring like big time guests that are in our fields and just big time entrepreneurs so they can share their stories as well. That's why I want to have y'all on my podcast whenever y'all available.
Oh, no, appreciate that. You already know it's a done deal, man. So it's amazing because I follow you on Instagram. It's really cool how you have your son with you at closings. It's really cool because I have a young daughter and I take her to listing appointments and open houses and closings and stuff like that. How important is it to you to be able to give your son an example, to know what inside of a title office is, and have an idea that that's where the cool sodas and the candies and all the player snacks are? Because I know when I take my daughter, that's the main thing she always realizes. I was like, okay, it's nice and clean and shiny. But how does it make you feel as a dad to be able to expose your son to the real estate and financial community at that age?
It's really important. I want him to see that he could do whatever he wants to do. There's no limitations to him. If he wants to be in real estate, he wants to be a basketball player, whatever he wants to do. He wants the 9 to 5. That's cool too. I just don't want him to. I don't want him to think like for me. The only thing I thought I was gonna be was probably like a basketball player, as far as like transcending and being able to buy my mom a house. Like that's always the goal, like to buy your mom a house. So. I just want him to be able to see all these examples of what you can do, because I didn't understand the purpose of high school or school, period. I didn't understand, like, okay, we're going to graduate from high school, then we're going to graduate from college, and then we're going to get a good job. But everybody I see around me is struggling. Everybody I see around me is living paycheck to paycheck. So I just never understood the concept of school. Like, I'm going to graduate from college or graduate from high school just to struggle like everybody else. I didn't see anybody around me doing really good. It wasn't until like I saw like these big time entrepreneurs in real estate, and you're not going to touch the basketball players, you're not going to touch the rappers. That's just like those are like 1%ers. So like he can actually see like, hey, my father's doing this, y'all doing this. I could be in real estate. I could be whatever I want to be.
It's super deep, man, because Larry, you got us beat as far as the age of your son now. So, you the only teenage dad, you the only teen dad here at the table. So
and it's good, man. Listen. And it's funny because I used to do some of the same things. Like Elle went to closing with me. Elle would hold my super key and open the doors with me. And now it's kind of when we in certain meetings or he's at school and when he was in elementary, I remember the first time he was like, I want to be like my dad. I want to be in real estate. And so even now, just a year ago, we was doing some interviewing with some people and just having a contest. He was at a podcast interview that I was doing, and behind the scenes, I was asking him what he wanted to do. He was like, I want to be in real estate. So it's amazing just him being around it and him wanting the resources. But he's seen the struggle, and he's also seen the wins though. So by the time he was popping out, he had to go to showings with me if he was gonna eat. So, now he has an opportunity to see the wins and what that looks like, and the ability to travel whenever he wants to. It's a good thing, man.
And I got to ask you this question, Mario, because this is a question that just came to me as I heard you and Mr. Brooks speaking about that next generation. You started off in real estate investment at an age that Larry will tell you, especially with his experience, that most people who are successful in real estate are usually a lot older. And even myself and Mr. Brooks, and especially someone your age. What do you provide for your friends, your family, those in your close circle, now that they see you making these type of plays? Do they come to you for mentorship? Do they come to you for advice? And if so, is that something that you do formally, or did you just informally try to give your friends and family tidbits if they come to you for that kind of game?
I mean, whatever they need, like as far as my friends and my family, like if they need like money or a push. They need me to be there. They need me to look at the house. Just whatever they need, I'm there for them. Like anything. Like if they need me to help them get their first property, like for they can live in there. Like whatever they want to do. It's up to them.
So he's giving you gems. Don't be coming and asking him to cut no checks. We ain't doing. My man Mario got a family, kid looking out of. So don't be asking for no checks. You know what I mean? But we'll give you some free game, some knowledge that can allow you to gain your own checks. So that's what he was trying to tell y'all. I'm gonna let y'all know.
No, because the thing about it, and the reason why I think it's important for us to ask you that publicly is because the way that you move, your social media presence, the way that you involve your son. I think there's so many people from your generation will look at you as somebody that's approachable.
Yeah.
Somebody that if I see him at the barbershop, I can say, yo, my dude, I seen you on YouTube. Let's talk about real estate. Whereas they'll see someone else, Larry, that might have a larger stature, might have been like on the news or on something like that, and they may feel uncomfortable approaching them from that standpoint. So have you ever been surprised at what type of mark you're making on the community and how many people might notice what it is that you think you're doing in secret? Because I know everybody feel like they moving and nobody really paying attention to what I'm doing, but you're really making a mark out here.
Yeah, I think a little bit after the pandemic, I met this guy. He works out with me at the gym.
Yeah.
He was seeing my chronicles of a landlord, and he just was like reaching out and just congratulating me. He was following me on Instagram. I didn't know he was following me, and I told him, like, I've been giving him advice, whatever he wants to do. He's an engineer.
Yeah.
And I was telling him, like, I wish I was an engineer when I was coming up. Like, they're making, like, at least, like, $60,000, $70,000 a year.
Yeah.
Like, I was making, like, before I started working at Walmart, I was making, like, with all the overtime, I was making, like, $30,000 a year.
Yeah.
So if I was making, like, 60, 70, I probably would have been real comfortable, and I probably would have never got into real estate.
Yeah.
But I told him, like, you know, so I told him, like, you know, just keep your credit score high and, start investing.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of money. I told I was just on the podcast, I told him to buy a lot. Your profit every month, you know, you do the plumbing.
Yeah.
And then after that you do the framing. No, you put down the slab, and then a couple of months later, then you do the framing.
Yeah.
And then you do the outside. You're probably 6 months into the project. And then after that you do the roof.
Yeah.
And then you do the siding. And then now all you got to do is do the inside. So after a year transpires, you got a whole house. You probably put like 60, 70,000 into it in total.
Yeah.
But that's just your profit from after you paying your bills.
Yeah.
So you can, and then Houston is going up, like I said earlier. So you probably gonna make at least over 100,000, if not more.
Yeah.
I told him to just do that.
And I mean, I thank you so much, bro, because how can I tell you this, man? There's so many people on Instagram. We all get inundated with emails. There's always people advertising a master class in investments, a master class in real estate, 2,500, 5,000, 10,000. Larry knows his boys out here hitting boys for 50 bands. And to know somebody like you that people could follow on Instagram, see at the gym, and get $50,000 worth of game while everybody at the bench press, I think is priceless.
Yeah, and I like the way he's pretty practical. Like he didn't even make that complicated. Like, look, this is just what you do, and then this is keeping you from being stressed out. Because I think a lot of times with what you just said, everybody try to squeeze that in 30 days. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if that's not your journey right now, this your first one, then take the time, understand the process, and if that's taking you every time you get a check, you do one piece of the project, then do that. And that's kind of what I'm taking away from what you're saying.
And then land is like, it's not that expensive, especially on the north side. So you could buy something for like $10,000, $20,000, $30,000. You could buy something in Fifth Ward where it's not regentrified yet. And it's there. You just gotta find out who the owner is. More than likely they don't want it no more. They just trying to figure out when they want to sell it.
Nah, but I mean, Mario, you the man with the plan, so please share all your contacts with everybody, because you're not only building, you're renting out, you're doing Airbnb, you're doing wholesaling. So shout out everything where people can contact you, see what you got going, and see how they can get involved in this real estate money.
You can contact me on Instagram, real_estate_guru PK.
Yes, sir.
On Facebook, I'm Real Estate Guru PK. Landlord, I'm Real Estate Guru K. And on YouTube, I'm Real Estate Guru PK.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you for sitting in with us, man. Larry, you know it always make us feel good when the guests come in wearing that money green.
Come on, man. That money green fire. Yeah.
Look, you already know, man. You got to let it be known what we about out here, man. So thank you so much, Mario, man. I want to wish you the best of luck, man. Big shout out to you and your son, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
And again, whenever y'all ready to come on my podcast, I'll wear y'all merch. Yeah. I buy a hat too, and I'll rock y'all stuff.
No. We down with you for sure.
Hey, I heard that? My man say he will purchase the item. He would just like give it to me. Right. He's like, see, that's value right there. That's how you add value, man. Man, we appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
No doubt, man.
Appreciate y'all.
Hey, man, you know what it is, brother. We at that part of the show.
Yeah.
You know, we on the eve of the weekend, man. What's going on in the world of the Texas Real Estate King and what we got shaking over at Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm?
There's a lot going on at Brooks & Davis, man. They got. I think we got like 2 classes going on right now. So, I mean, we just rolled out a new program. So if you are looking to be a part of a brokerage firm, as a licensed agent that you can get in, learn this game, become successful at it, which it's probably take people 2 years. We're gonna squeeze that in 6 months and get you right. So, come be a part of the program.
Hey, man, that's a big, huge shout out, man. I urge everyone, get involved. For those who support the Prime Real Estate Network podcast, we thank you. Go to YouTube, like, share, and subscribe. Helps us in the algorithm. Go check us out on Apple Music and Spotify as well. Hey, man, it's a great episode. I want to thank our guest again, Mr. Mario LLoyd. Drop gems all over the floor out here, man. Yeah. So on behalf of myself, Ric Davis, and the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Larry W. Brooks. In the meantime, in between time, if you guys need us, we're here for you. And until next Thursday, everyone in the audience, please be safe and be blessed.
Be blessed.